Sorting means putting our column, our all the values in the columns will either be arranged in ascending order or descending order, or if or in alphabetical order A to Z or Z to A. That is sorting. Okay. If you want to apply sorting, just click on this sort and filter, and once you click on this filter icon, what happens? We'll get this drop down. Okay. Right. In this, if you want this data to be arranged in ascending order based on the age bracket, you can just open this and then you can arrange this in ascending order, so sort smallest to largest. When I did this, all the data is arranged in ascending order. Okay. If you want this to be arranged in descending order, you can open this and click on sort largest to smallest. Done. Okay. And if you want to get your data back in the original form, you can open this drop down and select sort smallest to largest. Okay. Now let's talk about filtering. Filtering means, as I told you, filter means you want to see only you will see only what you want to see. For example, let's say you only want to see the data of males. Okay. So filter means you will only see the data based on a condition. Now I'm going to open this. I only want to see the data of males. So here, once I've opened this drop down, now I've selected everything, which means that I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing the data of females as well as males. Now I can just uncheck this, and now when I click on male, it means that I'm only going to see the data of males. Okay, now here I'm going to click on OK. Once this is done, now I'm only able to see the data of males here. Okay, right? Or if you own now when I if you want to get see all the data, select female also and then click on OK. Now in this, if I only want to see the data of females, I'll just select female and then I'll click on OK. Once this is done, now after you have applied this filter, if you want to see how many rows are there, here you can see there are 3,313 rows. These many this much female data is there here. Okay. Out of 6,725 records or rows, these many are female. And now if you want to see the rate of male, you can select this. You can uncheck this female and this much data is of males. Okay, like this you can apply filtering. Done. Now you want to see all the state. Okay, what it is saying, you want to see the data of all the states. Okay, here you are having detected state, right? You want to see the data of all the state except Kerala. Okay, except Kerala, you want to see the data of all the states. If you want something like this, what you should do, you should just uncheck this Kerala. Once you have unchecked this Kerala, now you can click on OK. Now you are able to see the data of all the states except Kerala. Okay, right? So now, if you want to see the data of Kerala also, you can just open this and see where Kerala is, and then just check this and then click on OK. Now you will be able to see the data of Kerala also. Right. So now you want to see the data only from Assam and Bihar. Okay. So what it is saying, you only want to see the data from Assam and Bihar. So what you should do, you should just uncheck everything and then only select Assam and Bihar. And then when you click on OK, now what is going to happen? You will only be seeing the data of Assam and Bihar. Here you are seeing the data of Bihar. And when I scroll down, here we see the data of Assam. Okay. We will only be able to see the data of Assam and Bihar here. Now I'll open this. Here I can click on this clear filter to remove this filter. Okay. Right. Like this, you can apply filters. You can only see the data of whatever you want. Okay. Now text filters are also there. For example, if you only want to see the data of Kerala state, you can just open this drop down. You can uncheck this select all and here you can click on Kerala. You can just click on Kerala here and then click on OK. So now what is happening? Here we are only able to see the data of Kerala. Okay. Like this you can do, and there is other way also. Here if you want to remove the filter, just click on clear filter from detected state. This is first way. What is another way? Another way here is you are having this text filters. You can just click on this text filters and here you have equals. Okay, you can just click on this equals and then you only want to see the values which is equal to, you only want to see the state which is equal to Kerala. Okay, now when I've done this, if I click on OK, now I will only be able to see the rate of Kerala. Okay, this is another way of applying filter. If you want to remove the filter, you can open this and then you can apply clear filter from detected state. Like this, you can remove. Okay, you have something like this. You only want to see the data. Okay, we have seen. Now ends with H. Okay, you will only want to see all the states with end which ends with H. Okay, you only want to see the data of state which ends with H. I can open this and here I'm having ends with. Now when I click on ends, now here I've selected this ends with H, which means that I will only be able to see the states whose name is going to end with H. After this is done, I'm going to click on OK here. Once this is done, I will only be able to see the states whose name ends with H here. Okay. Uttar Pradesh is there, Ladakh is there. Okay. Uh, Andhra Pradesh. I'm only seeing the states whose name ends with H. Okay. Okay. Now look at this. You want to only see the states which contain Pradesh in it. Okay. You only want to see the states which have Pradesh in it. For example, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. You only want to see the states which has Pradesh in it. So you can just open this drop down. You can click on text filters contains Pradesh. Now, when I click on OK, I will only be able to see the states which has Pradesh in it. For example, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, okay, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh. I'm only able to see the states which has Pradesh in it. Okay, like this, you can apply one more filter, right? So now look at this. Look at this question. You want to see the result where the state name starts with M. The state name is starting with M and the state contains Pradesh in it. Okay. So now you can just open this text filters. In this, you can start with begins with. State begins with M. The state name begins with M and ends with, here I'm going to put, ends with Pradesh. The state name is starting with M. For example, Madhya Pradesh is there. That state name starts with M and it ends with Pradesh. After that, when I click on OK, now I'm only able to see the states which start with M and ends with Pradesh. Okay, here we are able to see the result like this. Okay, now let's talk about number filters. Okay, now we are going to say how do we apply some of the number filters. For example, now if you want to get back like how is it was at the start, what you can do, you can just click on this and just apply sorts, smallest to largest. Okay, and now observe this here. I'm going to remove the filter. Now you want to say if filter is applied on any column. Now let's say I only want to see the rate of females. I'll select female here. Now if you want to know whether a filter is applied on any column, how will you know whether the filter is applied on any column? Here you are going to get this filter icon. Okay, on this you will get an filter icon. Once you see the filter icon, it means that yes, here filter is applied on this column. Okay, you can remove this by opening this drop down and then click on clear filter. Now You want to see all the patients with age 75. Okay. Now, what is the requirement? Requirement is you only want to see the patients whose age is 75. Okay. You only want to see patients whose age is 75. So what you're going to do, you're going to open this drop down. Here all the age values are there. Okay. You can just uncheck this select all. You can scroll down and then here you can only select 75, and then once you click on OK, you will only be able to see the patients whose age is 75. Okay. Either you can apply this filter like this, or see, because the filter is applied on this, here I'm able to see this filter icon. I can just open this and here I can click on clear filter. Done. Either I can apply this filter like this, or what you can do, here you can open this drop down. You can go to number filters. Okay, you can go to number filters, and here you are having equals. Okay, you can go to this number filters. Here you are having equals here. Once you click on equals, I only want to see the patients whose age is equal to 75. After this is done, I'll click on OK. Now we are only able to see the patients whose age is 75. Okay. Now these are number filters. Was this clear to everyone? What we have discussed till now? Okay. So now here we have applied number filters. Okay. So now let's explore some more filters. Okay. Now the requirement is like this. You want to say, okay, let's only see the patients whose age is more than 75. Okay. Let's only see the patients whose age is more than 75. For that, what you should do, open this and then I can click on clear filter. I can just open this drop down. I can click on number filters, and here I'm having greater than. I only want to see patients whose age is greater than 75, right? I can open this drop down number filters. Here I'm having greater than. Now, when I put greater than here, I'm only going to see patients whose age is greater than 75. Once I click on OK, now I'm only able to see the patients whose age is greater than 75. Okay. After this, if you want to just remove this filter, you can just click on this and then you can click on clear filter. Alright. Now look at this requirement. You want to see all the patients whose age is greater than or equal to 75 and lesser than or equal to 80, which means that the age should be in this range. It should be from, you only want to see the patients whose age is in this range, greater than or equal to 75 and lesser than or equal to 80. Only the patients whose age fall in this range, right? You only want to see those patients. Okay. So now in this case, what you should do, open this drop down, go to number filters. Here you have something called as custom filter. Okay. Here you have something called as custom filter. Click on custom filter. In this, you can open this drop down and then you can select if the age is greater than or equal to 75. Okay. The age is greater than or equal to 75 and the age is lesser than or equal to 80. Age is greater than or equal to 75 and the age is lesser than or equal to 80. Now when I click on OK, what is going to happen? See, now I'm only able to see the patients whose age is falling in this range from 75 to 80. Okay. Like this, you can apply this filter. Once this is done, you can open this and then you can remove this filter whenever you want. Okay. Now you want to see the patients above the average age. Okay. Now you only want to see the patients who are above the average age. For example, let's say there are some patients. First patient age is 35. Second patient age is 40. Third patient age is 50, 60, 65, 45, and then 53. Now you want to know what is the average. Okay. Now here you are having seven patients. You have seven patients here. You want to know what is the average age of the patients. So here in Excel, here you have this function called as average. I want to know what is the average age of this. The average age is 49, which means that you only want to see the patients whose average age is greater than 49. So you only want to see this patient, you want to see this patient, you want to see this patient and that this patient. Okay. Based on this condition, you will only be able to see these patients which I've highlighted. You don't want to see these three patients. Okay. This is what this means. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, here you want to see the patients above the average age means whatever is the average age, okay, you will only be able to see the patients whose age is above the average age. Now, if you want to see what is the average age, let's see what is the average age. Here I'll give equal to average. Here I'm going to click on this, Control Shift down, and then close it. I'll press enter. Now the average age is 52.81. Okay, this is the average age of the patients. Now I only want to see the patients whose age is above this average age. So what we should do, we should just open this drop down. We should go to number filters, and here you have this option above average. Okay. Now when I click on above average, here you'll notice that I'll only be able to see the patients whose age is above this average age, above the age of 52. I'm only seeing these patients. Okay. That is your above average. Okay. Now look at this. Here you want to see all the recovered patients from Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now look at this question. The question here is we want to see all the recovered patients from Uttar Pradesh. Now in this, how many filters are there? How many filters do we have? How many filters do we have to apply to answer this? Look at this question. The question is you only want to see recovered patients, right? So now here, this is the data of COVID. Okay. Now, what is happening? These all are people here. Each row is a person. This person got to know that he got COVID on this date. Okay, 1st Jan 2020. This person age is 83 and she is a female and detected city is there. In which city it was detected, which state, and what is the state of that person. Is the person currently hospitalized? Is that person recovered, or is this person deceased means dead? What is the nationality of the person? And type of transition means did this person got COVID? Was it imported? Was it local? What was that? Okay. Now in this, we only want to see the data of people who are recovered patients from Uttar Pradesh. Yes, we need to apply two filters for this. Okay. Now, first thing what you have to do before you apply this, you should see if there are any filters applied on any column. You can see that there are filters applied on this column, right? You can open this and then you can remove that filter. Okay. Now let's apply that filter. You only want to see recovered patients from Uttar Pradesh. Now it's the data of recovered patients. If you only want to see the rate of recovered patients, you can open this drop down. You can just click on recovered and then you can click on OK. As soon as you've done this, Here we are able to see only the data of patients who have recovered. Okay, we are only able to see the patients who have recovered, and you only want to see the data of people who are from Uttar Pradesh state. So you can open this drop down, you can unselect everything, and then here you can only select Uttar Pradesh. Here I'm having Uttar Pradesh, you can just click on this. Now I'm only able to see the recovered patients from Uttar Pradesh. Okay. This data now only shows the patients who are recovered from Uttar Pradesh. And how many rows are there? There are 140 people who are recovered from state Uttar Pradesh. Okay, like this, you will be able to answer these complicated questions within seconds. Okay, you can apply a filter on top of another filter. Okay, is this clear to everyone? How did we answer this question? Okay, what about others? Okay. Once this is done, you can remove this filter. You can open this drop down and then here you can clear filter. Okay, now look at this. Now here it is showing show all the record patients from Kerala in March month who are above the average age. Okay. Now here if you look at this date filters are also there. Now in this you are having all the dates from 2020 year, and in 2020 year you have the data from January month, February month, March month and April month. Okay. Now I want to answer this question. Show all the recovered patients from Kerala state in March month who are above the average age. Now, if I want to answer this question, how many filters I should apply? Four filters. Now, to answer this question, I should be applying four filters. See, show all the recovered patients. This is one filter. Kerala state, this is second filter. In March, this is third filter. Above the average age, this is fourth filter. Okay, four filters should be applied. Okay, the order is up to you. What order you want to choose, whether you want to apply a state filter first, month filter first, it is up to you. The order does not matter. Okay, so I only want to see the patients from Kerala state. So let's put this filter. You can search here. Okay, now I'm only seeing the rate of Kerala. Let's put second filter. You only want to see the data from March. I can open this. I can unselect. I can only select March. Once this is done, when I click on OK, now I'm only seeing the data of Kerala and of March. Okay, now we only want to see record patients. So I'm going to open this drop down, and here I'm going to select record. I'll click on OK. And the next thing is who are above the average age. Okay, you only want to see people who are above the average age. So I'm going to open this drop down, number filters, and here you will be able to see above average. Now when I click on above average, see, now four filters are applied. One, two, three, four. And out of this, how many records do we have? We have 33 records. Okay. Now 33 people are there who are record patients from Kerala in March month, and they are above the average age. Like this, we have answered this question, and there are 33 people like this. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? How did we apply this filter? Okay. Now let's see what do we have next. Okay. Now we are going to talk about custom filter. We already have spoken about custom filter. Now let's remove these filters. If you want to remove all the filters, for example, in your data, you have applied 10 to 15 filters, right? You applied 10 to 15 filters and you want to remove those filters. How are you going to remove those filters? You can just click on sort and filter, and then you can click on clear here. As soon as you click on clear, you have removed all the filters. Okay, all the filters are gone. Now look at this. Let's say you only want to see the data of Kerala. Okay. You only want to see the patients from Kerala state. I'll open this drop down. I'll go to text filter equals. Now here, if you observe, I'm making a spelling mistake here. Okay. Or let's say there is a spelling mistake here. Okay. I'm going to make a change. Now there is this patient whose age is 33. This person is female. Okay, and there is a spelling mistake here for Kerala. Right. Now, what you want to do, you only want to see the patients from Kerala. Right. I'll open this drop down. I'll go to text filter equals. Here I'm going to type Kerala. Okay. Now when I did this, will I be able to get this patient now? No, I'll not be able to get this patient. Now if I click on OK, did you see? I have lost that patient. I'm not able to get that. So now in this case here, when I open this drop down, I'll go to text filter equals. Now when I put question mark, K question mark means what? K question mark means the second character can be anything. Okay. In this pattern, the second character can be anything, but the state name should start with K. After that, the second character can be anything. After that, you should have RALA. Okay, now when I click on OK, now look at this here. I got this patient also. Okay, here I'm getting this patient also where the second character can be anything. Now imagine there is a spelling mistake where the two characters are W. Okay, in that case, what you should do? Look at this. For example, I'm going to remove this filter. Now, for example, I'm having something like this. Now I'm having spelling mistake like this. K, instead of having Kerala, here I'm having KWWALA. Now look at this. Now I'm going to open the drop down. I'll go to text filter equals K star. Now I'm going to have K star ALA. Now what is this K star ALA? K star ALA means now the state must start with K. Okay, the state must start with K, and after that you can have any number of characters. Okay, you can have any number of characters, and those characters can be anything, but the state name must end with ALA. Okay, so after K you can have any number of characters, and those characters can be anything, and after that state must end with ALA. After that, when I click on OK, now here you got that state also. Even though you have two spelling mistake, it is following the pattern. It is starting with K. After that, you can have whatever characters you want, but must the state name must end with ALA. Okay, like this here you have got this state also. After this is done, you can click on clear filter. Is this clear? Yeah, I'm going to remove this. Okay. Now talking about custom list. Okay. Now next we are going to learn about custom list. Just give me a minute. Okay. So now let's see what is this custom list. Okay. So now if you observe, Excel understands some pattern. For example, if I'm having Monday here, now next Excel understands that okay, this user have written day of the week. Maybe next he want to write rest of the days in week. So when you try to extend like this, here it is automatically going to give you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday like this. Okay, right? Even when you write January, and then when you try to extend this, what happens here? Here you are able to see all the uh, all the months of year. Okay, now after this here, after this you can write short form also. Excel understands some patterns. Okay, now here when I put quarter one, and then when I drag it down, here Excel understands this pattern also. Okay, now even if I put Q1, even if I put Q1 here and then if I extend this, okay, what is happening? Excel understands this pattern also. Okay, now there are some patterns which Excel does not understand. For example, now what I want to do, I want to print all the modules in data analysis. For example, if I put Excel here and then when I drag it down, I should be able to see after Excel, I should be able to see Power BI. When I try to drag it down, I want to see Power BI, Tableau. Okay, I want to see Python. I want to see SQL. All the modules in data analysis, I want to see here. But that does not happen. Okay, Excel does not understand this pattern. Excel only keeps on printing Excel. That's it. Okay. Now we are going to learn how we can create our own pattern. Okay. This is called as custom list. Okay. Where we can create our own patterns and then when we drag it down, we will be able to see that pattern. Now what I want to do, once I've typed Excel here, once I've typed Excel and then when I drag it down, here I should be able to see all the other modules of Excel, like I should be able, oh sorry, all the other modules of data analysis. Now when I drag it down, I should be able to see SQL, Python, Tableau, Power BI. I should be able to see all this when I drag it. Okay. Is it clear what we are going to do? Okay. Now let's see how do we implement something like this. Okay. If you want to implement something like this, you can go to file. You can go to file and then here you're having options. Click on options. After you've clicked on options, go to advanced here and then scroll down. At the last, here you are having edit custom list. Okay, click on edit custom list. Once you have done this, here all the predefined patterns, whatever Excel understand, all these patterns are written here. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to create a new list. If you want to create a new list, select new list here and start writing. Okay, our list is Excel, SQL, okay, Power BI, Tableau, and Python. Okay, this is our pattern. It is starting with Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and Python. After this is done, just if you want to add this pattern, if you want to add this pattern, this is the pattern which you have created. If you want to add this, just click on add here. After you've clicked on add, now this pattern has been added here. Okay. Once it is added, just click on OK. Now here, this is a pattern which you have created. Once this is done, just click on OK. Right? After that, again click on OK. Now observe this when I'm writing Excel here. And now when I drag it down, did you see I'm getting SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Python like this. Now here I've printed all the modules of data analysis. Okay. Like this, you can create your own custom list. Okay. And then I'll again write Excel. If I now when I try to drag it down after Python, if I further try to drag it down, this list will be repeated all over like this. Okay. This is how you can create your own custom list. Okay. If you want to delete the list what you have created, how will you delete that list? You can just go to files, you can go to options, and then you can go to advanced. You can scroll down, you can click on edit custom list. You can go to this. This is the pattern which you have created. This is the list which you have created. After you have clicked on this, you can just delete this list. Okay, you're deleting the list which you have created. After you have deleted this list will be permanently deleted. Okay. After this is done, you can again click on OK. Once this is done, you have removed that list. And after this, if you try this, you'll put Excel here. And when you try to drag it down, you're only getting Excel here. Okay. This is how, this is one way of adding the list. Okay. This is one way of adding the list. Now, what is the another way of adding the list? You can first type all the list like this: Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and Python. You can first type that, and after this is done, you can click. You can go click on File. You can click on Options. You can go to Advanced here. You can scroll down. You can click on Edit Custom List. And after this is done, what you can do, you can select your pattern here. You can just click on this and then you can select this pattern. After this is done, now if you want to have this list, just click on import. After you've clicked on import, all that list has been added here. And then after this is done, just click on OK. Once this is done, now try to have it here. Okay, now if you try to put your pattern, you will be able to get your pattern. Okay, here I'm printing all the modules of data analysis. Okay, this is the second way to create your own custom list. Okay, if you want to remove it, you can go to File, Options, you can go to Advanced, you can scroll down, Edit Custom List, you can click on this and then you can delete this pattern. This list will permanently be deleted. I'll click on OK. Now when I try to again add that list, now when I try to put Excel here, and then when I try to drag it down, I will not be able to see it. Okay. Was this clear to everyone? How did we create this? This is how we create our own custom list. Okay. You can add whatever pattern you want. So this is about custom list. Okay. So I have written each and everything in your document. Okay. You can go through your Excel document. I have written each and everything. So students have sent me their email. I have given access to this Excel notes. Okay. If you want to have access to this, just send me your email ID. Just DM me. I will give access to this. Okay. Now talking about absolute versus relative referencing. Okay. So now let's talk about this. What is absolute versus relative referencing? And this Excel, no, you're seeing this Excel workbooks, right? Module 1, Excel Essentials. I'm going to send all this to you. Okay. I'll send all these to you after this class so that you can practice. Let's remove this. I'm going to open this here. Don't save. Let's open. Okay. Now in this understanding references is there here. Here I'm going to delete this. Now observe this here. There are some toys which are being sold. Okay, toys is there. There are some products and toys are there in the products. Furniture is there, electronics, daily items, grooming items. Okay. In January, how many toys you have sold? You have sold 100. In February, 200. March, 200. furniture in Jan this much, Feb, March this much, electronics Jan. So in each month you're selling certain amount of toys, furniture, electronic products, daily items and grooming items. Okay. Now total sales, how much you have done. If you want to say how much total sales you have done for toys products in these 3 months. Okay. In these 3 months, how much is the total sales you have done for toys? So for that, what you should do, you can give equal to here. You can give equal to and then you can click on this. Okay. Basically, what you want to do, you want to add this 100 plus 200 plus 200. Okay. You want to do this. If you want to do this, what you should do, you can just click on this. You can select this here. After I've selected this, here I've selected this at B4, I'm having 100 plus. After this, here I'm going to select this one, this plus. Now when I click on this here, if I now press enter, I will be able to get the total sales of toys. The total sales of toys is 500 in these 3 months, Jan, Feb and March. Okay. In these 3 months, toys, how much total sales you have done? You have done 500. Okay. Right. Now you can do the same thing for furniture. You can click on this plus this. I press enter. Here it is this much. Now you can keep doing the same thing for electronics. You can do the same for daily items and grooming items. Okay, you can do this. But there is something called as a relative referencing. Okay, now this is very interesting. Now observe this. Now if you want to see here, I'm getting this number 500, right? Now here I got this number 500. You want to see what formula is there behind this. Okay. You want to see what is the formula which is there behind this. If you want to see that, what you should do, you can just double click on this. Okay. If you want to see what is the formula behind this, you can just double click on this. As soon as you double click on this, you will be able to see what is the formula which is there behind this. Okay. Right. So now once you have written the formula for this cell, okay, now I want to see what is the total sales of furniture. I'll give equal to this plus this plus this. After that, when I press enter, now I'm able to see total sales of furniture is 700. Okay. Now, one interesting thing about Excel is, as you have discussed, relative referencing. Now, if you observe in this, when I double click, the formula is B4 plus C4 plus D4, right? And here, if you want to get the total sales of furniture, look at this. Here, the sales are equal to B5 plus C5 plus D5. Okay. Now, here, instead of writing this formula again, you have written the formula, okay, for this cell, right? And then when you extend like this, Excel is so smart that it has understood in this cell what you're doing. In this cell, you want to add these three cells and then you're getting total sales, right? In this cells, if you want to get total sales, you have added previous three cells and then here you got total 500. Now when you drag it down, Excel is so smart that it will understand that, okay, for this cell, the user wanted to add these three cells, okay? And when I drag it down, Excel is automatically going to shift it. For example, here if you observe, it is B4, C4 and D4. Now when I double clicked it, did you see it has automatically shifted the row? From B4 it has made B5, C4 is now C5, D4 is now D5. Now for this row, for this cell, the user wanted to add these three cells. Excel is so smart that it understood that, okay, for this cell, the calculation should be, now I should add the previous three cells. Okay. Now when I again drag it down, Excel will automatically understand that, okay, the user now wants to add these three cells. Now when I again drag it down, Excel will give you the correct answers for all the other cells. Okay. Like this, here you are getting total sales for all the products. Okay. Now here Excel is automatically changing this number based on the cell. Now this is called as relative referencing. Okay, where Excel is automatically shifting the number based on the cell by looking at the previous cell. This is called as relative referencing. Okay, right? And one more interesting thing about Excel here is either you can, if you want to find out the sum, you can do equal to B4 plus C4 plus D4. Either you can do like this, or here you have a sum function. Okay, you have a sum function here. Now if you want to use this sum function, before this sum you have to give equal to, before the sum you have to give equal to and then sum. After you've written this, now you can select the range. Okay, you can select the range you want to add everything from B4 to D4. Okay, and that how you're going to do, you can do B4 colon D4, or if you want to write one by one, you can do that also. Inside the sum B4 you can write C4 comma D4. Okay, when I do this, okay, here after B4 you can put a comma and then select the C4 comma and then select this D4. After this is done, you got the correct answer. Either you can do this, you can write, you can select those cells one by one, or what you can do, inside this parenthesis, you can just select your range. For example, you want to get the sum from B4 till D4. You can just select the range like this. After I've done, here I've got the total sales. The total sales is 500 here. Okay. Now once I've got the answer for this, in the cell, you wanted to get the sum of, you wanted to get the sum from range B4 to D4. After this is done, when you drag it down, now observe this, I automatically got the answer for this, right? Because in the previous cell, the sum was from range B4 to D4. Now when I drag it down, here the sum is from range B5 to D5 like this. Okay. Excel has automatically shifted the number by looking at the previous cell. Now when I again dragged it down, here it is automatically detecting the cell and then it is automatically shifting the number. This is called as relative referencing. Okay. Was this clear to everyone? What is relative referencing? Here in this, you don't have to again and again write the function for all the cells here. You can write only once, and then when you drag it down, Excel is automatically going to calculate for all the other cells. What about other participants? Is it clear? Okay. Now here I'm going to write total. Let's put total here. Okay. Now I want to see what is the total sales of all the products in January. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to see what is the total sales of all the products in January month. I will just select this. I'll have top one. Okay. I want to find out what is the total sales of all the products in January month. For that, what you should do, I'll give equal to sum. In this sum function, I should just select this range. That's it. Once I've done, now the total sales of all the products in January is 1000. Now when I double click on this, the range I've selected it's from B4 to B8. The range is from B4 to B8. After this is done, now I want to find out the total sales of products in February month, in March month also. So for that, what I should do here, when I drag this down like this, see, it has automatically calculate the total sales of all the products in February also. Excel is so smart that when I double clicked on this, here I wanted the sum from range B4 to B8. Now when I double click on this, did you observe it has automatically shifted? Here it was from B4 to B8. Now in this cell, when I drag the formula, it has automatically understood that, okay, now the user wants to find out the sum from the range C4 to C8. Okay. Now when I again drag it like this, here it will also automatically calculate. It is automatically going to calculate for March, for February, for January, and also the total sales. Okay. Right. This is how simple calculations become in Excel. Okay. In Excel module, the calculations becomes really simple. Any questions, any doubts in this? How we have performed this sum calculation? Okay. Now let's talk about what is absolute referencing. Okay. Let's talk about what is absolute referencing. Now look at this here. Now total sales is 500. Okay. Now total sales is 500. Is the profit? The profit margin is 5%. Okay. The profit margin is 5%, which means that what is 5% of 500? 5% of 500 is 25, right? 5% of 500 is 25. So if you want to calculate, if you want to see what is 5% of 500, you can just do equal to 500 into 5%. When I did 500 into 5%, here, how much is that? That is 25. Okay. Like this, I got what is the profit for toys. I got what is the profit for toys. Now, when I drag this down, we should have different profit for furniture, different profit for electronics, different for daily items, different for grooming items, right? Now when I click on this and when I drag it down, did you see here I'm getting zeros? Did you observe I'm getting zeros here? But why am I getting zeros? Here the profit for 5% of 700 is definitely not zero. But why am I getting zero here? Now look at the problem. When I drag this down, due to relative referencing, here we are doing E4 multiplied by I2. Now when I drag this down, due to relative referencing in the cell, it is going to target E5, which means that it is going to target 700, which is correct. 700 multiplied by, here we are targeting I2. Now, because I'm dragging this down, here now it will target this I3, which is not correct. Okay. Did you see here? It is targeting E5 multiplied by I3. Now notice here, it is targeting this cell and this cell is blank here, right? That is why we are not getting the correct answer. Now when I again drag this down, here in this, it is targeting E6 multiplied by I4, okay? Which is not correct. Okay, this is why you are getting all the zeros here. Now in this cell, it should be E6 multiplied by E2, not I4. E6 multiplied by I2, if you do, you're going to get the correct answer. In this, here it is targeting E8. Due to relative referencing, this number is changing. This I6 is also changing here. Okay. Here it should change to E8. It should target this, but here this cell should not shift. Here it should always select the 5%. Okay, because this is also shifting. That is why I'm getting zeros here. Okay. Is the problem clear to everyone? Why we are not getting the correct answer? Okay, now how do we fix this? Okay, how do we fix this thing? See, if you want to fix this, now we are going to talk about something called as absolute referencing. Absolute referencing means even when you drag this formula, here what should happen? Here this one should shift to E5, but here multiplied by, here can you see it is shifting to I3. It should not shift like this. It should always target here. When I double click, it should not shift to I4. It should always target I2. Okay. It should always be targeting I2 even when I shift this down. So now how do you implement something like this? Now this is called as absolute referencing. Okay. And how will you do absolute referencing? Before this I, you'll put a dollar, and before this two, you will put a dollar. Absolute referencing means you are fixing the formula here. Okay. Absolute referencing means you are fixing the formula and it is always going to point to this I2. Now when I drag this down, now observe here. Now when I drag this down, did you see now I'm getting the correct answer? Here when I dragged it, it has shifted from E to E4 to E5, which is correct. But here it is still targeting this I2 only. Okay. Now when I shift the formula down, now I'm getting the correct answers. When I double click on this, here this cell has shifted to E8, but here it is always going to target this I2. Okay. This is called as absolute referencing, and this is how you should fix the formula. Okay. And if you want to see the total profit, I just have to drag it down. The total profit is 155. Okay. This is called as absolute referencing when you are fixing the formula. Was this clear to everyone? What is absolute referencing? What is relative referencing? Okay. So what all did we learn today's class? What all have we learned today? We have seen sum function, we have seen relative referencing, absolute referencing. We have learned about sorting and different types of filters. And then we have also learned about list, how to create our own custom list. Okay. So practice this, what we have discussed in today's class. And next week, we are going to learn very important concepts. Okay. Very important things we are going to learn in the next week. In the next week, we will be learning all the advanced formulas of Excel, like we are going to learn VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index match. All these are important things which will be asked in the interview. Okay. We will be learning all the important formulas in the next week. Okay. So make sure that before you're coming to the next week, okay, practice all the Excel basics, what we have learned. And next week, you will have a certification exam on Excel. Okay. Whatever I'm going to teach you next week, you will have to write a small exam on that. And if you clear that, you will get Excel certification. Okay. So make sure that you are up to date. Okay. Right. So before we end the session, because we are just getting started, okay, we are having 1 hour classes. Next week onwards, we will have lengthy classes. Okay. Any questions before we end the session? Okay. If there are no questions, I'll end the session here. I'll upload the recording in 1 hour. You guys can watch the recordings, and if you do not have notes, just DM me or email ID. I'll give access to notes. Okay. That's it for today then. I'll end the session here. I'll see you in the next week.